Okay, this is sort of a reply to Pastor Dow. That's right. I normally don't do replies over towards Pastor Dow. I like the man. He says a lot of good stuff. I don't always agree with everything, but I don't think anybody always agrees with everything from anybody, anyhow. Okay, I think this is perfectly normal. But overall, I think Pastor Dow's a good man. I think he really means well. He really does, and he actually cares about the people. And he's trying to do from his heart what he feels is right. And with that, I had to give it to him, okay? But, there are some things I want to say here. He posted up a video, okay, violent overthrow, okay? And the way I sort of look at that is this way. See, he's got a video here called Violent Overthrow. Is it the only way? He also posted up another video, okay, on top of that. And in the Violent Overthrow one, he asked for some questions. People would comments, leave the comments. And then he says, do you really want real change? And he's asking people, do they really want real change? So there are some things I want to say. Okay, first off, to the Violent Overthrow. Won't work. It's what they want. You're feeding into it. You're giving them their wants. The powers to be, this is not history. This is not way back when you could have a revolution and overthrow your government by force. This is not them times. Them days are gone. Them days are history. Okay? They want the people to rebel. They want you to attempt to have another revolution like you did in the past, like in history. They want that. They're egging for it. It's exactly what they want. If the people rise up with the guns to overthrow in a violent revolution, you will lose. You will get your asses handed to you. Why am I saying that? Because this is what they want. They're prepared for it. And believe me, it's not with all the bullets you're seeing them buy. No. That's a ploy. They got technology that you people can't compete to through microwave weapons. They can take out masses of people bearing arms. Masses at one time with this new technology they have. That you don't have, by the way. This isn't going to be like the olden days. This is exactly what they want. They want a violent revolution. They want you to rise up. Because once you rise up, you give them their wants. And your guns and your ammo isn't going to help you. They're ready for you. They're waiting for you. They want you to do exactly that. They're doing their best to piss you off. They're deliberately setting out to piss you off as they're doing this. Hoping like all hell that you'll give them exactly that. So I don't agree with Pastor Dow on that. I think he's walking right into a trap, and he's telling you, that's what that would be. You'd be walking right into a trap. Okay? Though, however, there is a way to beat them. Okay? But the problem with it is nobody's going to do it. Why am I going to say that? Well, because you people are too busy divided. You're too busy fighting. You really are. You're fighting on each other over fluff and stuff. Anything to have division, anything to fight, anything to not agree, anything not to stand together, isn't that right? That's right. And that's why it won't happen. But it's so easy to beat these criminals. It really is. It's easy as hell to beat them, and nobody has to shed a gun, nobody has to bear a bullet, nobody has to have any violence. Not whatsoever. All everybody has to do is completely stop cooperating. End of story. Where do they get their military from? Us, the people. Oh, but then the court-martial. Well, hold on. Let's back that up a second now. If 90% of all your military was awake to what's going on and just absolutely put down the guns, refused to cooperate, and just turned around and went home. Oh, but the court-martial. No, they won't. You know why? Because they won't have a military. That's why. Numbers, people. Numbers. If everybody in this country just shut down, didn't go to work, didn't go buy gas, didn't go to the grocery store, And all the military turned around and said, screw you, and walked off at the same time. And everybody stood as one and just simply said, no, we've had it. No, we're not cooperating. We've had it. How are they going to use their microwave weapons on you? They're not. You know why? Because everybody has to work together. And this is not just in this country. This is globally. If you could get everybody to realize, because you look at the truth is the truth. If you was to be able to go around the world and ask the majority of the people if they want a war, or if they want to see the end of violence and wars, I'll guarantee you 90% of all the population across the entire world would all agree they don't want a war. They want to see the end of violence and death. So with that being said, that would include militaries. That's what it takes to beat them. But unfortunately, it's next to impossible because people are too divided, too caught up in their fluff and stuff. What can I say? That's how easy it is to beat them. Now, something else Pastor Dow always promotes and talks about, that's gold and silver, gold and silver. And I disagree with that totally, and I always have and probably always will, for the very simple reason that when there's no food on your tables, nobody's going to give you the last of their food for your damn gold and silver. Excuse my language. But they're just not going to do it. Because the food will be the no gold. Food and water will become the new gold and silver. See, you can't cook up your gold and silver and drink it and eat it to survive with. Yeah, but when the sisters blah, 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 you still have something to... No. Because if you go study history, you'd find out right here in the great country of America, during the first Great Depression in 1929, that the government made mandatory recall on all gold and silver from its citizens. Anybody that had gold or silver had to turn it into the government immediately because the government was broke and needed it. If you got caught trying to barter, use it, trade with it, or anything, you was put behind bars. You were locked up, enslaved. Now, do you suppose they're not going to repeat history? Oh, yeah, they are. Have you looked around you in all these cities and seen all these people with the signs, we buy gold and silver here, standing on the street? All the places, we buy gold and silver. What do you think that's been going on for the last few years for? Because they're busy buying up your wealth and shipping it back overseas to the bankers, to the corporations, to the ones doing all this, as they're stripping the wealth from this country. Once they're ready to pull the trigger, they've already stripped the wealth from this country, and anybody that has remaining wealth, like Pastor Dow, will be told straight up that you can't use it. You can't use it. You have to turn it in. And if you get caught with it, you didn't turn it in, you go to prison. If you try to barter with it and get caught, you go to prison. Take your pick. So what good is this gold and silver going to do you? And when you give them their wants and you try to go for a revolution, they declare martial law, they not only got technology to take out 5,000 of you at one time with weapons in your hands. You gave them their want. Now they're going to declare martial law and they're going to shut down all forms of transportation. Grocery stores are going to go empty in a matter of 2 days, 3 days. And there ain't going to be no more trucks coming in to keep the shelves full. What good's that gold and silver going to do you, honestly? Honestly. That's the reason I wanted to say what I wanted to say. I've said this before. Pastor Dow means well. He's a good man. I like it. I respect him. But I can't agree with some of the stuff he's saying because I pay attention to what's going on. I pay attention to history. And to naively fool yourself into believing that they won't repeat history would be to just do that. Naively fool yourself. To think that that gold and silver is going to save you, no, it won't. To rise up for a violent revolution is exactly what they want. The question is how can you get people to wake up, smell the truth, and understand that no war, no violence have ever solved anything all throughout the beginning of time. Try this. Growing the hell up. Just simply everybody globally that don't want anything to do with war and death standing together, including militaries, and saying, screw you, we're not doing it. No, we are not listening. No, we are not. That's all it takes. Because once massive numbers all over this globe does that, including militaries, they can't possibly jail their militaries because there'll be so many in the military doing it all at the same time, they'll have no military. Where do they get their power from? From us, the people. And only us, the people, standing together can take that power back. But we can't do it because we're too busy fighting each other over somebody's skin color, somebody's race, somebody's belief. That's right. Religion. That's division too, you know. Hate to say that to you, Pastor, but it is. Religion is division. Okay? So as long as we're all divided, guess who wins? It sure ain't good now, is it? I hate to say that, but it's just the stone cold truth in your face.